everyone. Welcome to another brand new episode by Inspire Me. Today we are here in Colombo 4 at Sarala by Namali, and we are about to get into a very exciting conversation with the founder CEO of Sarala by Namali, and that is Namali Kahawatte. So we are about to find out what her story has been, what are the challenges, hardships, barriers that she has gone through in life, and how she has managed to bring Sarala by Namali to what it is today. So Namali and her brand is all about handmade gifts, handmade cards, and handcrafts all together, isn't it, Namali?
Right.
So that's her brand evolves on that, and let's get started without further ado to know what Namali is up to and what has been her story. Alright, Namali. So to get started with, how would you define yourself?
So crafting has always been a hobby of mine. From the days I was really small, I remember making cards for my friends, for my family. But I really didn't have, I guess, the need or the interest of making it a business when I was small. So as usual, after my graduate studies, I joined a corporate. When I was working in it for about 4.5 years when I left. So while I was there, I still continued Sarala as a hobby. So then there came a point where Sarala was doing so well that it kind of made me think whether I should make it a serious business or not. So with the support of my husband, I was able to, actually make it a business idea and start creating things for a vast amount of people. So that's how I actually started Sarala as a business. So I would say I didn't want to be an entrepreneur or do business from the time I was really small. But then later, as the business grew, I was also very inspired to create something out of it. So it was an easy decision for me later to quit my corporate job and take up Sarala full time. So I think I fit into that category where you later decide to kind of pursue your passion and make something out of it.
Okay. This was an unplanned question, what I'm going to ask you. Do you think, see, your case is completely, it was unplanned. You did not, this was not nowhere in your plans, nowhere in your road plan. You were on your own in a corporate environment, but you had a talent, you just identified it, you just randomly did it, and it became a business. Some people say, okay, when you reach your late 20s, early 30s, okay, now it's too late to start something new. I have worked for 10-15 years now, so I have to, better I continue in that without shifting into something totally new where I'm not even sure whether I will get a steady paycheck or not. Do you have any advice for such beliefs? I'm sure you also had that at some point, because you also was a person who had a steady paycheck at the end of the month, but somehow you made your mind to shift from that. Any advice that you want to give for such people with such beliefs? How do you really settle yourself to make this shift?
Well, I really wish I started Sarala earlier as a business, but like you said, I was very comfortable doing the corporate job, and everything is fixed. You're comfortable with the paycheck and things like that. So I started Sarala properly when I was, I think, 25. I started it properly as a business. So yeah, I think it's the best decision that I ever made. And if I'm to give a message, I would say age is just a number. You can do whatever you want, whenever you want, as long as you can put your heart and soul into it. So yeah, just go for it.
Yeah, just it's all about taking risks,
Sure.
of course. So I personally know Namali, so I think I can echo this really well. So Namali, yes, you were working for a very established, known brand name here in Sri Lanka. That was a corporate job, but she had, I don't know whether I can call it a soft corner, but you know, an incredible talent, I would say, for handmade crafts, art, all of that. So I think what happened to you was that love that you had for crafts just overtook the comfort that you were enjoying there in the corporate sector with the steady paycheck. So it's about taking risks and believing in your instincts, isn't it?
Correct.
All right. What is your support system? How did you develop this support system? And how and what are you doing to maintain this system? Because whatever the insights that you give will be certainly helpful for the next generation female entrepreneurs, because they by that can understand how they also can nurture a system like that. Let's talk about it.
So when it comes to the support system, I always had friends who liked my cards and products that I made. So I guess the first ever customers were also my friends. So I don't have a lot of friends, but the people who have supported me throughout. And then came my husband, who basically
Boyfriend back then, yeah?
Boyfriend back then and husband. Who basically supported me throughout, even when it came to the decision of quitting my corporate job and doing Sarala full time, because it was a tough decision to make after all.
Just to interrupt you, were you married when you shifted from your job to Sarala?
I shifted after 3 months, 3 months after I got married.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, apart from that, actually, before I even had employees, my mother-in-law, I should mention, she helped me a lot with cutting and doing the basic things at home, and she loved helping me out.
Let's talk about how you established the delivery side of your business. That also includes in your support system. Who supports you with your deliveries, with all sorts of ideas. You must be getting your material from different suppliers to whatnot. So to maintain the relationship that you have with them is something very important. You can't break that system where your material is coming from. So how do you maintain these relationships? Is there any strategy that has really helped you in maintaining these relationships with the people and the support?
I guess trust goes a long way. Initially, when Sarala was operating, it was all my husband who used to do the deliveries and all that. And then once we started scaling up, we were really in need of a company to do the deliveries for us. So that again, these companies deal with hundreds of other packages. So we had issues. I would say issues. We had concerns about our packages, whether they're going to get damaged, whether they're going to get handled properly. So I've been working with my delivery company for about 4 years now. So down the line, I've realized that there's a certain amount of trust between me and obviously the delivery company. So now they have come to the point where it's more of a friendship than a business deal, where they give special attention to my products and how they're being delivered, and they make sure that the deliveries happen within 1 day, and if I request even things like that. And even when it comes to suppliers, initially it's like a little I would say especially when you go to PETA, you go to a shop and you buy a little of things because your business is not that big. So I remember there was this one supplier who supplied me envelopes back then. So I used to buy a bunch of 50 at the beginning. So now when I go, he knows that I buy about, let's say, 300 or 400. So he'll tell me, oh, I told you, remember when you first walked into the shop that
your 50 has become 300 now.
Yes. So there are friendships now more than business relationships when it comes to my suppliers. So it's a great thing. And when you start working, you obviously need to make good communications with them, and there are tough times for everyone, so you understand their situations and things like that. I think trust has come a long way when it comes to having good relationships with the suppliers, to even my family members, and things like that. So the support system has been just great, and I'm very grateful that I'm surrounded by people who support me day in, day out.
So that's what Namali is trying to communicate. So yeah, how well you trust, how well you communicate, and how well you develop a friendship, not a business relationship, but more of a friendship, certainly matters when it comes to developing your own support system to support your venture. So when you started this journey and as you went along, is there any quality that you developed in yourself which was not there back then? Also, is there something that you have let go of yourself? For example, I've seen people saying, I was not this person back then. I was a completely different person. But now I have developed these things in me. And likewise, I was a person with a very bad temper those days. But now, with so many things, due to this, I am not that person anymore. Have you also cultivated such things, and have you gotten rid or let go of certain qualities thanks to Sarala? Let's discuss.
One of the things that I learned or really had to master was sticking to timelines. So not that I was bad at it when I was doing my corporate job, but when it came to my business, it became really important that I don't delay any timelines, because you're talking about, let's say, a very special day in someone's life that I'm helping to celebrate. So if it's a birthday, the card has to go on time. I mean, a delay would mean really, it would really bring down the quality and everything that I have to do with my business.
And it could cause a lifetime damage to your brand also,
Sure.
if you delay a birthday card, anniversary cards and things like that.
Sure. So I would say, compared to the person I was maybe 5 years ago, now I maintain to-do lists. I talk to people, I get in touch if there are any delays, I act on things immediately.
And what I have seen is that you follow up quite aggressively with your team,
Yes.
things like that, to make sure that your output comes on time.
Correct, yes. And also, since I have a team now working for me, there is quite a big responsibility as well for me towards them. So to manage everything, I think I've become a more of a responsible person thanks to the business. Something that I've let go on, I would say, again, the flip side of it, the last thing that I'd want to do is procrastinate, let's say. So I have very tight deadlines, and everything has to be in order, and I'll be more organized and think ahead and order my supplies way in advance. And yeah, things like that which have, I guess I've cultivated, as well as being able to let go to make the brand, what it is today. I think quality is important. So whatever that I do really revolves around the quality of work that I do, the cards that I make, and the packaging to, my communication to everything. So yeah, those are a few things that I, was able to.
New things that you added to Namali, and what has left Namali so far. So avoiding procrastination and developing the discipline to work on time, to be punctual, are the definite traits that she has developed and let gone to become who she is, and to get Sarala to where it is today. Let's talk about your team. How was it easy to get a team around you, and how easy or difficult it is to get them to understand your vision? It's very important for them also to understand what you want, what your expectations are. Otherwise, the quality of your products won't be consistent. So, is there any special technique you follow to make sure that your team understands your vision? Is it daily chats with them, or do you specifically train them, or what is it? What does it take?
So my team goes through daily trainings, like you mentioned, because the quality of the product comes first, no matter what, when it comes to creating things at Sarala. So, I mean, I would say I would assemble the final product, but I get a lot of help from my employees trying to get the shapes and cuts in place. So those are really what determines the end quality of the product. So there's a lot of trust between my employees and myself, especially when it comes to maintaining the quality points that I have, that I emphasize on so much every day. Yeah, so I mean, again, like I said, we are more like friends than employees. So if they have a question or a problem, they shouldn't have any problem coming to me. So I've also made sure that they're not hesitant when it comes to addressing a problem or telling me they need a day off or things like that.
And I think you have your style of employment. The people who are working for you are also quite special, isn't it?
So I have 3 girls working for me. All of them work from home, and on certain days they come to my workshop and attend trainings and go through like the quality points and all, because I repeatedly have to emphasize on the quality points with them. So like you said, they really love what they do. The fact that they are creative and they want to use it in some way, I think makes me also happy.
Is there any hobby that you engage in which ultimately contributes to Sarala?
I would say traveling. I love traveling. Whenever we have, like free time or like a break, we would either travel within the country or we would love to travel abroad. So actually, apart from the cards, some of the products, actually mainly the other products apart from cards, are all based on the team travel. If you've seen my shadow boxes and scrapbooks and things like that, the main focus have been given to traveling. So my hobby would be, I would say, traveling, and I have this obsession with the coffee shops, the little European and London coffee shops. That
I think your story is also inspired by such ideas, yeah?
Yes, I would say. And I'm just obsessed with colors. So whatever I try to create, I try to give it a lot of color, a lot of life to it, yeah, so traveling, I would say, has been a big part of even creating the shop and bringing Sarala to life.
Alright, very interesting. So before we end, we want to run through the portfolio that Namali has, the collection of stuff that she has here in the store, which can reach you upon orders. So a few things that really captured my attention and my love, basically. One of it is this. It's super adorable, so creative that I honestly don't understand the amount of effort and hard work you have to put into this. For me, this would take about 10 years to 10 years to create, but for Namali it's just X amount of hours, 2 hours, 3 hours. It's just a 3-hour job for Namali. So this is I think a gift album, a photo album that she has handmade to the love of her life to celebrate Valentine's Day this year. So she has collated some pictures of them together, and it's nicely put together like this in an album. So that's one, and I think her flagship product is the cards that she handmade. So this is the birthday card that she has done. So all these elements, starting from the cuts to the colors to the sequins to all this, is handmade, ladies. So this is all extremely hard work, and she has so many unique designs over here done for birthdays, Valentine's Day, for family members, for various occasions that can be celebrated with the sort of cards that she does. And also she has more accessories over here. All these are these gift cards. All these are nicely handmade. It's handcrafted. Also these tiny gift boxes. So you will see a photo stream of all her items in the portfolio in the Inspire Me Instagram page. So you can have a look at it. And while we talk about her range, her portfolio, I would also love to see that you too enjoy her creativity by purchasing some of these items, because it certainly it's not it's not only about celebrating, it's about remembering the reason that you are going to celebrate. So you can, I think, give the customized requirements of yours when it comes to the birthdays or any other occasion, and Namali will come up with her own creative, fantastic idea that will convert your need into a memorable item like what you saw now. Before we wrap up, I would like to ask Namali how our audience or people who are watching Inspire Me can get in touch with you to place their orders, their needs for the sort of incredible work that you do with your gift cards, birthday cards, whatever the cards that you have, gift boxes, all of that. How can they reach out to you?
So you can simply walk into my store, which is located down Hall Road. You can also visit my Facebook and Instagram pages, which I am very active on, which also has my phone number. So if you want, you can even drop me a WhatsApp, a text, or even call me, and you can tell me a requirement, and I'll be really happy to create something nice for you.
Is there a lead time that they have to contact you in advance to get a customized order done? Is it 1 day, 2 days generally?
It depends on the complexity of the card or the craft, but I would generally give it about 2 to 3 days lead time.
Alright. So yes, now you know how to get in touch with Namali to get your handmade cards to gift boxes to whatever that you need to get done. She is very active on her social media platforms, like she said. So follow Sarala by Namali on Facebook and Instagram at Sarala by Namali. And her flagship store is right here in Colombo, as she said. So you can walk in and explore all the items that she has in her collection, and those can be purchased over the counter. So that's how you can get in touch with her. And also all her links to these pages are mentioned right below this video on YouTube, so you can easily follow the pages Sarala by Namali is in. And also follow Inspire Me on Facebook and Instagram at Inspire Me. And if you have not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to Inspire Me YouTube channel and press the bell button, so that every time we conclude a conversation like this with one of the inspiring ladies, you will be notified then and there. So this brings us to the end of another exciting conversation, and we will soon get in touch with you with a similar segment through Inspire Me.